Apple killed the iPhone Plus, literally buried it, replaced it with the Air, and now, according to one analyst, they might want it back, which is either a desperate move or the most accidentally honest thing Apple's done in years. Okay, so here's what happened. Barclays analyst Tim Long dropped a research note earlier this month, and buried inside it were two pieces of information that genuinely made me do a double take. First, he said shipments of the rumored foldable iPhone will likely begin in December this year, a few months after the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max launch in the usual September timeframe. And second, and this is the spicy one, Long said that Apple plans to release two other devices alongside the iPhone 18 base model in March next year, including a lower-end iPhone 18e and either an iPhone 18 Plus or an iPhone Air U, an iPhone 18 Plus, the model they discontinued, the one that could not sell, rising from the grave like a notification you thought you dismissed. But before we dissect both of these rumors, I need to say what nobody else is saying. This isn't just about a Plus or a Fold. This is about the fact that Apple genuinely does not know what to do with the non-Pro iPhone anymore. Think about it. iPhone 12 mini flopped. iPhone 13 mini flopped harder. So they pivoted to the Plus. Apple offered an iPhone 14 Plus, iPhone 15 Plus, and an iPhone 16 Plus, but it opted to release the iPhone Air instead of an iPhone 17 Plus last year. And how did that go? The iPhone Air that came out in September 2025 alongside the iPhone 17 lineup didn't sell as well as expected, and a next generation version is no longer slated for September 2026. Mini didn't work, Plus didn't work, Air didn't work, Plus again. Apple's playing musical chairs with its own lineup, and the music stopped 2 generations ago. If I tried this many rebrands at my day job, I would be gently escorted from the building. All right, so let's talk about how real the iPhone 18 Plus actually is. And look, I'll be straight with you. If an iPhone 18 Plus was truly coming next March, we probably would have heard more rumors about it by now. This is the first time we have heard these claims, so treat them with some skepticism for now. Long's history as an Apple analyst is a long one. He was previously with BMO Capital Markets, where he was wrong about iPhone 10 demand in 2018. Now, does that mean he's automatically wrong here? No. But one analyst, no corroboration, and a track record that includes some misses, we need to calibrate expectations. It is unclear if Long mentioning the possibility of an iPhone 18 Plus is simply spitballing, or if it is information that he received from his supply chain contacts. And there's a leaker named Sonny Dixon who's already pushed back on this. Coming in September 2026 will be the iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and the iPhone Fold. Then in March 2027, Apple will follow with the iPhone 18e, iPhone 18, and iPhone Air 2. Notice he said Air 2, not Plus. Sonny's been right a lot more than he's been wrong. Time for the rumor reliability scale. iPhone 18 Plus comeback, I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. One source, no corroboration, conflicted by more reliable leakers, and frankly, it just doesn't make strategic sense to return to a name that already underperformed. I'm not buying it yet, but drop a comment and tell me if I'm wrong. Honestly, if the Plus came back at $899 with a 6.7-inch screen and an A20 chip, would you buy one? Or is the Plus dead for a reason? I actually want to know. Now, the second part of that analyst note, the iPhone Fold delay to December, that's a completely different story. And honestly, I think it might be the smartest thing Apple could do this year. So here's the deal. According to Tim Long, Apple could unveil the iPhone Fold alongside the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max in September, following its typical announcement cycle. However, the foldable model may only go on sale in December 2026, indicating a staggered rollout strategy. And before you get upset, Apple has literally done this before. The iPhone 10 in 2017 arrived in November, A year later, iPhone XR arrived in October. iPhone 14 Plus also arrived in October. Each of these years, other iPhone models were released in September as expected. So this isn't unprecedented. But here's why I think it's particularly smart this time. The iPhone Fold is, let's be honest, the most high pressure product launch Apple has had since maybe the original Apple Watch. This thing reportedly starts at around $2,000. At that price, you cannot ship a phone with a visible crease and software bugs. You just can't. Samsung got away with it because they were first. Apple is not first. Apple is fashionably late to a party that started in 2019. You show up 7 years late, you better have a reason. It's like showing up to a dinner party 3 hours late and walking in with McDonald's. No, you show up late, you bring the Wagyu. That's the unspoken rule. Avoiding internal competition by launching the Fold later helps keep the spotlight on the Pro lineup first. A more strategic rollout means spreading releases across months allows Apple to extend attention and sales over time. Think about it from Apple's perspective. September, you announce the 18 Pro, the 18 Pro Max, and the Fold. All the oxygen goes to the Fold. Nobody writes about the Pro. Nobody talks about the variable aperture camera or the 2 nanometer chip or the smaller dynamic island. The Pro lineup gets completely overshadowed by the shiny foldy thing. But if you announce the Fold in September and ship it in December, you get two massive news cycles. September, here's the Fold. December, it's finally here. The device would be positioned as the star product of the Christmas campaign of 2026. That is not an accident. That is a company that has sold $1 trillion worth of products, being very, very deliberate. Rumor reliability. Scale for the Fold, delay to December, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. The source is decent. The logic is sound. Apple's done it before. And critically, Tim Cook had flagged TSMC's choked capacity for advanced nodes and the ongoing memory upheaval as key concerns in a recent earnings call. There's an actual supply chain reason to stagger this. The A20 Pro chip powering both the 18 Pro and the Fold is built on TSMC's brand new 2 nanometer process. If yields are tight, and they always are, with new nodes, you ship the simpler phones first and the complex foldable later. It's just logistics. But here's what's really interesting, and this is the thing I haven't seen anyone else connect. If the Fold ships in December and the base iPhone 18 ships in March 2027, that means Apple is about to have 3 separate iPhone launch windows in a 7-month span. September, December, March. That's not a product launch. That's a subscription service to new iPhones. Apple is basically turning into Netflix for phones. And I have a theory about exactly why and whether it's going to work or spectacularly backfire. That's coming in the next video. So if you're not subscribed, now might be the time. Let me zoom out for a second because I think the bigger story here is getting buried under the individual rumors. The more expensive iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max models will launch in the fall of 2026 as usual alongside the new foldable iPhone, but the more affordable iPhone 18 and iPhone 18e models won't come out until spring 2027. Apple is fundamentally restructuring how it sells iPhones. The message is clear. Premium customers, you come first. Everyone else, wait. And look, there's a version of this where it works beautifully. The Pro gets its moment. The Fold gets the holiday spotlight. The base iPhone 18 launches when tax refunds hit in spring. Each model gets breathing room, but there's also a version where this confuses regular people. Your mom doesn't know the difference between an iPhone 18 and an iPhone 18 Pro. She doesn't know that one comes out in September and one comes out in March. She walks into an Apple store in October and goes, I want the new iPhone, and gets told which one, the new one or the one from last year that's still new but not new. I've been in that Apple store. I've been that person helping someone else in that Apple store. It's chaos already. Real quick, for those wondering what the Fold actually is, when closed, the iPhone Fold will have a display that's around 5.3 inches, and when open, it will have a much larger 7.6-inch display. Notable features are expected to include a Touch ID sensor built into the power button. Face ID is not expected to be offered on the iPhone Fold. Yeah, no Face ID on a $2,000 phone. That's bold. Probably a thickness limitation. It could be as thin as 4.5 millimeter when unfolded and around 9 millimeter when it is closed. Not a lot of room for those Face ID sensors. Apple will reportedly support running two iPhone apps side by side on the iPhone Fold when the display is unfolded. So basically, iPad Lite multitasking on your phone, which, if it works well, could genuinely be the killer feature that justifies the price. Here's my actual take. The iPhone Plus probably isn't coming back. The Air 2 will likely take that slot. But the fact that an analyst even mentioned it tells you something about where Apple's head is at. They're still searching for that magic formula between the base model and the Pro. The Fold delay, probably happening, probably smart. And honestly, after the iPhone 17 Pro launched with cellular issues and Apple Intelligence is still not fully delivered from 2024. Yeah, take the extra time, Apple. Cook it all the way through. But there's a massive question nobody's asking yet. If the Fold launches in December at $2,000 and the iPhone 18 Pro Max launches in September at $1,200, who exactly is buying the Fold? And more importantly, who should? I've been digging into the economics of first-gen Apple products, and the data is fascinating and slightly terrifying. That's the next one. See you next video. Peace.